everybody doing today? Give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand today, man. How's everybody doing, man? Listen, this is a starting over Father with a Dream podcast. Once again, give yourself a hand. Give yourself a hand, man. It's a great day. It's a great motherfucking day. But guess what, man? We about to get a little hard once again. We about to go in today. Gentlemen, it got me thinking, man. I gotta go in. I gotta go in. All right, here we go. Listen. A father without a purpose is absolutely worthless. We going in. I'm sorry. I'll say it again. A father without a purpose is absolutely worthless. Absolutely. Because, gentlemen, for far too long, I've heard so many excuses why we can't do the things that we want. The thing is, we've been put here to do something. We've been put on this earth to do something in particular. This is why I say the dream is the purpose. The purpose is the dream. The dream, let's rewind that. The dream is the purpose. The purpose is the dream. You've been put here in this existence to do something. That's the foundation of why you exist. Then on top of that, there's a standards, there's an SOP, standards of operations and procedures. That's on top of your purpose. And on top of your standard is your vision. So now you got a big I. Purpose, standard, vision. A purpose, a standard, a vision. Gentlemen, that's a pillar. But if you don't even have a purpose, gentlemen, you're done. You're worthless. What are you walking around for? And once again, I don't care how many cars you got in your driveway. I don't care how much money you got in your bank. If you're not doing what you've been put in this existence to do, you are absolutely worthless. You are worthless. And this is where society crumbles. It starts with us, gentlemen. It starts with us. Your societies crumble. But once again, we always pointing fingers. The government and hold on. Let me see.
It's the government. It's the government's fault. The government won't let me be a man. It's the government. Oh, no. Oh, you see the bird? The bird flew across the street. It's the bird's fault. It's his fault and her fault and hers fault and him over there and them over there. It's everybody's fault but my own.
See, this is what worthless men, this is what comes out their mouth every single day. Everything that comes out your mouth is worthless. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear your worthless talking points. Nobody wants to hear this, my friend. Nobody. Your speech is worthless. Your talk is worthless. Everything you do is worthless. But then you want somebody to respect you because, oh, I have this education. Oh, I have this car. Oh, I wear these clothes. Oh, I joined this club. Oh, look at me. Look at this exterior. Look at me on the outside. I look good. So I must be worth something. No, my friend, you're absolutely worthless. You're not operating in your purpose. So you're not operating in your purpose. You definitely don't have a standard for your life. And you definitely don't have a vision. Let's rewind that again. If you don't have a purpose, you definitely don't have a standard, and you definitely don't have a vision. which means you are worthless. Then you got you worthless men out here creating families. You men are out here creating families so worthless starts with you, but somehow you creating a family. How does that work? How does that work, gentlemen? How are you out here creating families? And you have no idea what the you supposed to be doing. But somehow you're gonna put all your seeds into these different females. And gentlemen, once again, and the thing is, hold up, man, let's back up. Then I hear once again, see, this is why. So I talked about this masculinity stuff, man. All this masculinity being fluid and blah 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 blah. Gentlemen, hold up, man. Let's slow the down real quick. How are you gentlemen want to be some type of leader and you don't have a purpose for your life, man? You gentlemen are gentlemen, let's think about it. You are leading what? You're leading your society with what? Your car? You're leading your society with what? Your degrees? You're leading your society and community with what? Your Gucci belt? Your Rolex? Your what, gentlemen? What are you leading? How are you leading people? You have no purpose. You don't know what you're here to do, but you cool. You're accomplished. Listen. Hey, I'll give you. You know what? I'll give you a hand for that. You're accomplished. I give you a hand for that. I give you went to school. You might have been like me, went to the military, retired, all that good stuff. That's gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with none of that. But once again, what have you been put on this earth to do? You're not even doing that. So once again, you're just a waste of space. Gentlemen, you gotta put the things break down in your community or society. It starts with you gentlemen first. It don't start. Once again, I'm not pointing the finger no longer at these women. What are you gentlemen leading? You should be leading with your purpose. You should be out here. People should be finding you working. Out here doing the things that you've been called to do, gentlemen. And you gentlemen talking about getting some bag. Well, your purpose is going to get you the bag. Your purpose is going to get you the bag. You gentlemen, I mean, what are we doing out here? Huh, gentlemen? What are we doing out here, fellas? Seriously, what are we doing? We just drifting. Once again, we're drifting. And the thing is, if you drift, everybody else gonna drift just like you. Gentlemen, if you drift, everybody around you is gonna drift as well. This is why communities and societies don't move forward, because you gentlemen are not operating. You gentlemen are not even focused. Include myself too. I'm putting myself in there too, man. Because sometimes I get just like you gentlemen too. Shoot, I get in there and I'm like a thirsty dog myself. I can get into that mindset myself. So once again, I'm not pointing at just you. I'm pointing. I'm putting the onus on us, gentlemen. Not get it. You know, it's 21st century and women want to be independent. Gentlemen, I get that. I believe me. I really do. I get it. I get it. And the thing is, gentlemen, this whatever is happening now, gentlemen. We got to take part. We got to be partly responsible. We got to take part. We got to say, you know what? This is partly my fault. I wasn't operating in my purpose. I didn't have a standard for my life. I don't have a vision. So I'm out here drifting. So guess what your community or society or your nation government is going to do? Listen, it's going to do the same thing. You're supposed to be the leader. If you're drifting, gentlemen, then your whole society is going to drift. It's not that hard. If you're supposed to be the leader in your society, community, nation, whatever you want, culture, I don't know. If you're drifting, gentlemen, everybody behind you is going to drift just like you. And once again, that's your fault. You can't point the finger. This ain't the Adam and Eve days. Point the finger at myself. If everything around me is in chaos, gentlemen, because excuse me, if everything's in chaos, because, gentlemen, you are the first one that was in chaos. You are the first one that's in chaos, not her, not some man in some suit in some building somewhere. No, gentlemen, your community, society starts with you, gentlemen. Once again, we have the seed. I don't care misogyny. I don't care about none of that stuff, gentlemen. We have the seed, so everything starts with we are the life givers. We give the seed of life to the woman. But before you give this your seed of life to this female, gentlemen, you got to be walking in purpose. You got to be walking in purpose, which is your design. You were designed to do something. That is purpose. You were supposed to be walking in that before you start giving your seed away. You gentlemen are reckless. Reckless. Oh, because you once again, because you have accomplishment that gives you a red that gives you a green light to be reckless with your seed. Excuse me. To be reckless with your seed. You have all these accomplishments. I have all these accolades. You're a child. You got these degrees, and you got this car, and you got this, and you got these clothes in your closet, and you got these shoes, and you got this watch, and you got these bling bling and blingity bling and all that stuff. So that gives you the green light to be reckless with your seed, to be reckless with your life, to treat people any old way, not to be a leader, but to be a little boy, chasing behind big butt and breast all day. Then you got the nerve to turn around and point the finger at the female. Well, you said you want to be. Hold up.
Well, you said you wanted to be independent, so I'm just giving what you want. I'm just giving you what you want. It doesn't matter as long as I can bust this hot nut. It doesn't matter.
And that's what we become. As long as I can just bust as long as I get, hold up.
As long as I can get this nut off, I'm good to go. I don't care if my community is breaking down. I don't care if it's drug infested. I don't care nothing about my community as long as I can bust this nut.
Got a man. We just got nothing but nut busters out here. That's it. As long as I can bust this hot nut, I don't have to be a man. I don't have to lead. Well, look at my accomplishments. Look what I got. Look how many degrees I got. I see so many times men out here leading with their accolades. Okay, gentlemen. Once again, I went to war in 2004. I've done many. I've been all over the world. You think I'm going to? That gives me the right to do whatever the I want to do because I've done these things? No, gentlemen. It has to be about purpose. Men with purpose lead. I lead with my purpose. Not because I had these accolades. This is why I was like, this is why I disconnect myself from a lot of these men out here. I can't, I'm not gonna be around these men with no purpose. These men with no purpose, man, they're dangerous men. They're a danger to society. Then you put that worthless seed in this female, and you wonder why these children out here acting crazy. No, they're acting just like the one who gave the seed to the female in the first place. The one that gave the seed to the female is reckless. So what do you think those children going to be? Just like like the worthless one. He reckless, them kids are gonna be reckless. That same DNA that's in him is gonna be in her. And she gonna birth that recklessness and that worthlessness out here into the world. And all of a sudden, we don't know how to.
We don't know what's going on. What's going on? Why is these kids going crazy? These kids are out here going crazy. I don't know why. I don't understand why these kids are going crazy, man. Look at little Johnny. Look, he going crazy, man. He out here robbing, shooting, stealing, doing all this stuff.
Yeah, because that comes from you, dumb. The same worthlessness that's in you, you gave that worthlessness to that female, and she birthed worthlessness into this world. Why do you think these kids are going crazy? Huh? Why do you think these children are going crazy? Because you were worthless. You didn't have a purpose. Oh, because, too many times. Oh,
Yeah, man. I got all these girls, man. Look at her, man. Yo, you see y'all? Yo, I got Keisha, I got LaRonda, I got Daquana, I got Tiffany, I got Kimberly, I got Lisa, I got Shaquita. Huh? I got Lauren. I got Amber.
this is what the conversation has become. Especially over here in the United States. How many women you getting? I've heard this many years. I told you I'm 41. I'll be 42 in September. I've heard this all my life. Being a man is how many women that you got. Oh, yeah, man, I got all the girls. Oh, you the man. So what happened to purpose? What happened to accomplishment? What happened to productivity? What happened to leading, actually being a leader? What happened to that? Oh, that's corny. Oh, okay. So being a man of purpose is corny, but you out here busting all these nuts, that's popping. See, and this is where the how you say the divide is happening. The so-called is and the ain'ts. You're gonna see who is working and who ain't working. Who is about their purpose and who ain't about their purpose. And it's funny because the ain'ts always trying to come over to where the is's are. They always trying to cross over. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's up, man? Hey. What's up, family? What's up, this? What's that? No. You wasn't working. We are. So whatever door opens up for the people that are, for the men that are in their purpose, that's this right here. What door opens up in this right here is for me and for the ones I choose that's going to walk through this door with me. But those who ain't working, well, then you get what you get. See, and that's what worthless men always trying to connect themselves to men who's always working. And this is where you get the so-called gaslighting. Oh man, you ain't gonna look good. Hold on. My bad.
Oh man, you ain't gotta look up for your mans no more. You ain't gotta look up for your homie. You ain't gotta look up for the hood. You ain't gonna look up for your mans, man. Remember back in the day, man. Old boy was about to rob you, but I stepped in and he was about to get at you, but I stepped in. You know, you gotta look out for the hood. You gotta look out for the neighborhood. You gotta look out for the people that knew you back in the day.
Man, get the out my face. I gotta look out for people who ain't working? But you guys sat there and clown me. See, when I was in my purpose, I had the standard and the vision for my life, and I'm out here working, making it happen, doing X, Y, and Z. You ain't people were nowhere to be found. But now all of a sudden, see, and the thing is about these ain't people, see, they never tell you what's going on in their life. Hold up. Let's rewind that. See, these ain't people over here, they never tell you what's going on in their life. So the thing is, I don't know what's the people that's working over here. have no idea what's going on over here. But it's funny how the people who ain't working know always what's going on with the people who are working. Don't you find that funny? Isn't that funny? The people who are working, making things happen, doing this, doing that, the people who ain't working are always watching. The people who aren't working are always watching. People who are just chilling in these neighborhoods and doing whatever it is that you want to do, out here making all types of babies, doing this, doing that, always watching the people who's always working. I find that to be odd. But the people who are working ain't watching the people who aren't working. Don't nobody care about that. If you are operating your purpose, standing for your life and a vision, you're not watching these people. You're not, matter of fact, you're nowhere near these people. You have separated from these people. And it's funny who the men who are operating in purpose, these people who ain't working, always want to connect themselves to you. When here comes the so-called abundance and the blessings, whatever you want to call it, here offers somebody's offering an opportunity to this person who was working, who was operating purpose. All of a sudden, the people who ain't working, all of a sudden want to pop up. All of a sudden, now you all of a sudden you getting random phone calls. All of a sudden, like, what the? Who's this? Hey, buddy. Yeah, man. I seen. Yeah, man. I seen you the other day, man. I was watching the news. I was watching this. I was watching that. And you popped up, man. What's going on with you? What? You look. Hold up. And you sit there and look at your phone like, how'd you get my number? And it's funny, these people who ain't working always find a way to get in contact with you. Or I found your number through your brother's brother, your brother's friend, brother's cousin's brother. You go through all these different avenues to get my number because you like. Oh my goodness, gentlemen. Oh my god, man, give yourself a hand, man. Give yourself a hand. Gentlemen, it's a weird world we live in. There's only be a few number of brothers that's not brothers, it's men. I'm not saying brothers. This is not towards any group of people, but I've heard this many men. I've heard this in places in Africa, same thing. The government. Once again, people blaming everybody. One point fingers at him and her and this and the dog and the cat and the bird and the tree. And the green grass grew all around. People point fingers at everybody, but never point the fingers at themselves. You live in a worthless society because that's the worthlessness that you created, my friend. You did absolutely nothing. And your whole society, community is doing absolutely nothing. My friend, you got to take that. You got to take that L. You had to take that L. That's your responsibility. You have to take that L, my friend. You can't blame nobody else but yourself, myself included. If I'm in purpose, listen, my thing is like this for the brothers who are operating purpose and you got a standard and a vision for your life. Listen, if you are here operating in the so-called in the people in your so-called society or the old neighborhood, whatever you want to call it, it's not rocking with you, then gentlemen, you're gonna have to separate and go somewhere else and create that still operating your purpose and do whatever it is that you're doing somewhere else. I tell you all the time. I tell people all the time. You can't put a rotten fruit. If you got a whole basket of rotten fruit and you got a ripe apple, and you're gonna put it in with that rotten fruit, gentlemen, what's gonna happen? Huh? You got a whole basket of rotten fruit, rotten apples, rotten oranges, rotten everything, grapes, all that stuff. All that stuff is rotten. You got a whole basket full of that nonsense, and you're gonna take a ripe apple. You know, you being that ripe apple, you fresh and you ready to, You ready to get it in. You ready to conquer the world, this, that, and the third. And you going to come in with these rotten fruit people. And you think you're going to change. Think about it. You think you're going to, you with your ripeness, you're going to come in with these rotten old people and you think you're going to change that's a situation? Huh? You think, my bad. You think you're going to change that situation? Gentlemen, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. If you out here operating in purpose and things of that nature, and gentlemen, people don't want to get on your program, it's time. Leave, man. Just leave. I don't care where you are in this world, on earth. If people in your culture, your society, nationality, whatever you want to call it, are not rocking with you, gentlemen, exit stage left. It's time to go. It's time to go. But don't be around these worthless people. Don't be around these worthless men having these worthless conversations. That's why I just cut off. I just completely cut off everybody. There's no point of me being around people who are operating in no purpose. You're a zombie.
You're just a zombie. Zombie people have no place in your life if you are operating in purpose. Zombie people will kill
You. Zombie people are people with no purpose. That means they're worthless. And these people will kill you. They will hurt you. They will kill your dreams. Listen, all types of stuff. Get away from these people. I've seen it one too many times. You got, especially you young guys out here. You guys, one of you guys out here making it happen. Then you want to bring all your homeboys from the old neighborhood. These guys were still sitting on the block. You grabbed them up. They were sitting in their mama house and they was doing whatever they were doing. You want to grab up your homeboy. You want to put life into him. You want to grab him up, bring him to where you are, and you think he's gonna bring life into your situation? No, he was rotten fruit sitting in his mama basement. And you think your ripeness is going to get into him, and all of a sudden you're gonna bring that dead apple back to life? Nah, man. Nah, he's dead. He's a zombie. And you out here operating, you out here getting this, you out here doing that, you making connections, this, that, and the third. What you think is gonna happen to that zombie person? This is where the jealousy and the envy and all this other stuff come from. People who are worthless have these traits. Somebody who's jealous is worthless. Uh-oh. Someone who is jealous is worthless. I told you this is about to get rough today, man. Someone who's operating in jealousy has no purpose, and that means they're worthless. I know I should do the hold up.
Hold up, 12. You shouldn't say that, you know. We're going to hurt people's feelings. You know, people's feelings matter. You know, some people haven't found themselves in boo-hoo and the kitties and the kittens and the bunny rabbits.
Man, that. You're not operating in purpose as a man, especially as a father. You are worthless, my friend. You are absolutely worthless. I'll say it again. I don't care what you have in your bank account. I don't care what you got in your driveway. I don't care what type of house you live. I don't care what type of job you have. You are absolutely worthless. Worthless. I ain't come to be anybody's friend. I ain't come to be your buddy. I ain't come to be your pal. Ace Boom Coon. I ain't come to do none of that shit, man. It's time for men to be men and to lead. Not out here chasing big butt and big breast all day. We got things to do. If you're around men, especially you younger ones out here, if you're around men who are not talking like me, who's not about anything, trying to make stuff happen, trying to create something different, trying to bring a light into this dark world that we living in right now. If you don't have men that's speaking like this, gentlemen, yo, move away. Move away just like me and start over. I had to do it for myself. Gentlemen, I'm speaking from experience. I had to move away. Join the military 23 years ago, back in 2000, 22 and a half years ago. Moved away. I moved away from all that deadness, moved away from all that rottenness and the same circular talking points and woe is me and this, that, and the third. Gentlemen, listen, I don't have time to with that. I got things to do. I knew when in high school that there was more to what I was seeing. My little place in upstate New York, man, I'm like, listen, there's more to life than what I'm seeing. I see the same thing over and over again. Big ballers and this and that and selling drugs and all this wild stuff. I'm like, man, there's more to life than this. Told you guys earlier, man, I tried to play basketball. I was pretty decent. I thought I was going to go Division 1, Division 2. That was the dream. Everybody wants to go to the NBA, play college basketball and things of that nature. And once again, that stuff didn't work out for me. But hey, listen, the plan B was military. Plan B, I was sinking. In high school, I was sinking. Wasn't going to school, point something, 0.3 something GPA. Man, I was done. Recruiter called me, Army recruiter called me, bam, brought the life back. Had to hustle up. I fell back plenty of credits, day school, night school, all them schools, summer school, whatever extra credit thing they had, I was in there. I had to graduate, man. It was time to go, man. Didn't join the Army, but actually ended up joining the Air Force, man. I was set to go in December of 2000. I was already locked in. I was already signed up, locked in to go to the Air Force in December of 2000. So I couldn't, I think you at the Air Force, I think you need a high school diploma to join the Air Force. So, I had to hustle up and all that good stuff. Join the Air Force, Once again, I'm just saying all this because I had to move away from the quote unquote regular smuggler. I had to. Little old Rochester, New York wasn't working for me. I had to get up out of there. No disrespect to the people that live up there, but man, I had to go. I had to go. I couldn't do it. Tried and I tried to, I try to was trying to get on the same page where everybody else was on, but it seemed like everybody was in zombie mode. Everybody's just going around in circles. Everybody's talking about everybody. Somebody's hating on somebody and this. I'm like, man, listen, there's more to life than what I'm seeing. This is why I said that story for. It's just there was more to life. I had purpose. There was even at a young age. Still trying to figure it out, but I knew that listen, this wasn't it. What I'm seeing, this ain't it for me. I can't do this. Like I said, eldest brother joined the Navy. Here I come 7, 8 years later. I joined the Air Force, man. I'll never look back. And that's 23 years ago. Even at young, I had a purpose. I had purpose. I knew there was something more. I didn't use the excuse as I'm a product of my environment. Uh-oh. And that's another thing I hear all the time. Oh, I'm a product of my environment. Like I said yesterday, no, you're a product of your up choices. You're a product of your choice, not of the environment. The environment should never influence you. You could be sucked into your environment, or you can go a different path. But you can't use the excuse, I'm a product of my environment. No, man, there's all types of drugs and stuff that was going on around all of us. I could have gotten to that same thing too. Yeah, my people were super Christian, but listen, I could have gotten to that drug game if I really wanted to. Hell, there was people that was next door to me out there selling the drugs. I could have went right next door and got it popping. I'm talking about right next door to my parents' old house. There were people right next door getting it in. I could have went right next door and talk to because there were people coming in and out of the house. Yeah, they was getting it in. I could have went right next door and got it popping. Like the drugs was there. Like the temptation to sell drugs was right next door. I walk out my yard, I walk into their yard, bam, it's on and popping. That temptation to sell drugs was literally living right next to me as I was a child, as I was a teenager. Cars and bling bling and this and that and Timberland boots and everybody looking fly. Tommy Hilfiger back in the day, Tommy Hilfiger, Nautica, Ava Rexes and Iceberg and sweaters and all that stuff and Gucci and all that. Gentlemen, that was right next door to me. So once again, I didn't use the excuse of I was a product of my environment. Hell, some of you gentlemen had to go across town to get to the drugs. My drugs was right next door. Straight up. There's people coming in and out of the house, in and out of the house. A new bed, one family will come in there for a little bit, they go, another family will come in there. Boom. Got it cracking. Yeah. But once again, gentlemen, I didn't use the excuse. I just said all that basically to say I didn't use the excuse to say I'm a product of my environment. No. I'm a product of my choice. Even during high school, I made a choice that's affecting me and my children to this day. The choice to me join the military, it's almost 22, almost 23 years ago. It's affecting me and my children as of today. I could do what everybody else doing. I could have been lost in the sauce. I could have been another number out there gang banging, and I wanted to gang bang too and shoot guns. I wanted to do all that stuff too. But once again, I didn't allow that to stop me. I knew there was a different way. I knew there was more to life than what I was seeing. This is I don't know what this is. This is not it for me. Once again, signed up for the man's military. Took my behind over to Japan and for 16 years and never looked back, basically. Did 7 years in the Air Force. Spent 6.5 of those in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. Never looked back. Never looked back. Those 6 years were crucial. I gotta thank, I gotta thank the Department of Defense and the Air Force. I gotta give you a hand. The military was a wonderful tool. And being out the country, listen, separate myself from the whole United States thought process and being immersed into the Japanese culture, man, that opened up my eyes to a whole new different side of life. And going to these different countries and seeing how people get down in these other countries and just crushing this whole American ideology, man. I'm thankful for those 7 years. Seen a lot of stuff, good, bad, and ugly, man. I've seen it all. But guess what? I'm thankful for that tool called the Air Force. Of course, got out and spent the last 14 years up in Maryland, DC, Virginia. And now I'm here in Atlanta. But once again, I said all that just to say I didn't allow the excuse of I'm a product of my environment. You could be my age. You can't use excuse, oh, my environment's doing this. Oh, I had to join in with them. Or I had to do this, or I had to do that, or they're gonna beat me up. And so be it. It takes more courage to be in purpose than to be an actual follower. Oh yeah. It takes more courage to operate in purpose, to have a standard and a vision for your life than to be a follower, to be a follower and to do what everybody else is doing. Yes, that's the hard road. That's the actual 1247. Yeah. That's the actual 1247. When we talk 1247, it's the hard route. 1247, I told think first episode, 1247 was a post office route. Basically 7 miles of walking, all that good stuff. It was a hard route, basically. I was walking like 7 miles a day, 6 days a week. So at 1247, I took that post office route and I created a whole businesses with a post office route. So yeah, gentlemen, don't use excuse. See, worthless men make excuses. Worthless men make plenty of excuses. And nobody wants to hear it. Worthless men make excuses. Men without purpose make excuses. Gentlemen, there's no more time for making any type of excuses. We got to be about purpose right here and right now. We got to change. We got to change. In order to see change out here, has to be change in here first. You have to discover yourself. You have to do quote unquote soul searching, gentlemen. A lot of you gentlemen don't even know what soul searching is. You have no idea. You don't. You guys. Everything is this world we live in. Everything is about dressing up this body and doing this and looking this way and looking that way. But you gentlemen have no idea who you are. We learn in school the who, the what, the when, where, why, and how, and all that stuff. Who are you, gentlemen? Who are you? Who are you? Then is what have you come here to do? It's the who first. Who are you? Then what have you come here to do? But if you don't know who you are, gentlemen, you're just going to be lost. You're going to be lost in the sauce. You're going to be drifting. I'm going here. I'm going there. Just like me. I'm at the clubs. Constantly at the clubs. Constantly chasing this girl. Constantly chasing that girl. Doing this, doing that. People, hey, man, they call me to do this. I'm over here. They call me to do this. I'm over there. Have no idea what to do. Until I had to shut all that down. I shut all that down. I shut all them people off. I cut all them people off. You guys play no part in my life anymore. I don't care. I don't care if you call me weird. I don't care if you call me corny. I don't care if you call me lame. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's time to get to the purpose, establish the standard, and I got to have a vision for my life to move forward. I spent 41 years doing what everybody else wanted me to do. 41 years. 4 decades, I did everything everybody else wanted me to do. Now I come to Atlanta. Now I hit the reset button. I hit the reset button on my life, and now it's time to walk in purpose. But I'm not going to be worthless. I'm not going to be anybody's tool. I'm not going to be at, just me. I'm just not going to be at somebody's nightclub. I'm not going to be at somebody's strip club. I mean, them days are done for me. So there's no point of calling me saying, hey, man, come out. I'm not coming out doing anything. If none of that stuff has anything to do with my purpose, listen, I'm just not fucking with it. Period. If I gotta be alone and by myself, so fucking be it. It is what it is. Being by yourself can be the best thing in life, man. Getting yourself together. Getting your shit together. Nothing wrong with being by yourself, gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. That's part of life. Get to it. Stop making excuses. Anyways, man, that's my show, man. That's my show. That's my show. Once again, a father without a purpose is worthless, man. That's my show. Appreciate everybody. Yes, I am your host, 1247, the great one. Just call me 12 for short. Just call me 12. Once again, if you guys can donate to the Cash App, that is $1247. Clothing company, PayPal is the @SIMON 1247. You guys, let me do this real quick. Come by my website. Got t-shirts here. Hold on. Put this down, my bad. Got t-shirts here. Bam. Starting over. Father with a Dream podcast, man, you gentlemen and ladies. Ladies too. But I gotta get at these men, man. I gotta get at these men. I gotta get at these men. I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with women. Love you, women. Appreciate y'all. Y'all holding it down, all that good stuff. But I gotta get at these men. It's about that time. It's about that time. But anyways, gentlemen, that's it, man. That's my show, man. You guys catch me on the next one. Listen, man, don't be a worthless man. Don't be a worthless man. Come out here with purpose, have a standard, have a vision for your life. And gentlemen, come out here and start leading. Right? Because you're going to do one or two things. You're going to lead your society, community, or you're going to leave. Lead or leave. That's it. That's it. Don't play hopscotch. Don't bargain with these dead people. Once again, these people are zombies, gentlemen. They're zombies. They're done. These people are zombies. They're done. There ain't no coming back from that. Once they're dead in zombie mode, gentlemen, you leave. You take your ripe self, you take your apple self. You don't connect. You don't go into to where it's molded stuff. You can't go to. Think about a house. You can't go into a molded house. That molded house is going to eventually get you sick and can possibly kill you. You can't go to a house with mold and asbestos and all that stuff. You think you're going to live a good life? No, you're going to eventually, that house is going to kill you. Hold up. Let's rewind it one more time. You can't go into a molded house. You got asbestos and mold in that house and think you about to go into that house the way it is and you're gonna live a good life. No, that house is going to change you. It's going to kill you. Only way that you can make that house better is you gut that house. But hell, so shoot, that asbestos and mold can be so bad, man. Only thing you can do is condemn it and tear it down and start from scratch. But anyways, gentlemen, that's a whole nother segment. But yeah, gentlemen, that's my time, man. You gentlemen come out here. Once again, don't be a worthless man. Be a man of purpose. And don't be worthless. Man, that's my time. I'm out. Peace.